school board meeting for Monday, May 7th, 2015. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank you for coming to our school board meeting this evening. We also have a sign-up sheet in the back of the room for our public comments regarding action items and also public comments at the end of our meeting. Moving on, I'd like to go over our agenda approval, deletions, and additions with Dr. Baracco.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick. You do have a revised agenda at your workstation tonight, and you have revisions under Mr. Gandolfi, Roman numeral 7B2, professional leave request, and you have an amendment under Mrs. Schoen, 7C1. You have one final adjustment under 7H2, donation to Mr. James' agenda.
Do I hear a motion?
Move to approve.
We have a motion for Ms. Suze. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second for Ms. Lessentine. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And one. Okay. So that's all. We have 5 yes, and no opposed. Thank you. Moving on to our correspondence, Cindy Suze.
There is no correspondence.
Thank you very much. And then our liaison committee updates. I'd like to start out with Mr. Marshall.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have our managing board meeting with Munster for Westlake on Wednesday the 23rd here at Lake Central at 4 o'clock. And I have nothing to report on personnel interview at this time.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and take my Dire Parks Department and Dire Redevelopment Committee. There is nothing to report at this time for those two regarding our school corporation. So I will move on to Dr. Malcolm.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Beck. So with the legislative committee, we are meeting with our 3 legislators, Mr. Hauslager, Mrs. Julie Olthoff, and Mr. Rick Niemeyer on Thursday, May 23rd. We picked the time at 11:14 to 12:14 because we figure we'll remember that. Give me time, and it's just for an hour. And actually, I do believe Mr. Slager's in our room tonight.
Yes.
Do you?
Mr. Slager is here. Mr. Slager is our house representative. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Carol, also for being here. Thank you very much.
And I have to say to you, we are very, very blessed as a school corporation because our legislators are willing to meet with us and talk with us. They don't always vote the way we want them to vote. But part of that is the process that seems a little bit messed up down there in Indianapolis. But they will meet and talk with us and listen to our side of the story, and that's so important. Not all legislators do that for the constituents, so we thank you for that very much. And second item is the Lake Central Education Foundation, and actually I believe that we meet next week. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Ms. Lessentine.
Both of my committees will be meeting this week and next week, so I will get an update in the next one.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Suze.
Nothing for the St. John Redevelopment Committee, but for College for Scholars, we have the team who we awarded 72 scholarships. And then we have the Grand March on Saturday, which was very well attended.
Yeah, definitely looks like it was well attended.
How many dollars in scholarships?
75,000.
75,000. Thank you. Moving on to our official school board business topics, our consent agenda, Dr. Bronco.
Thank you again, Mr. Bax. So seek board approval of the minutes from our April 16th meeting, as well as approval of the claims, payroll, and extracurricular expenditures received in your packets.
Move to approve.
We have a motion from Mr. Howard. We have a second.
Second.
We have a second from Ms. Lessentine. Any comments or questions?
You know, I'm still struggling with item A2 and D1. I would prefer to abstain from a vote on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Any more comments or questions? All those those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 0 and 1 abstain.
Just on A2, B1,
A2 and B1.
there's my abstention, the rest is all okay.
Okay, thank you very much. And now we turn to public comments regarding our action items. Are there any public comments regarding those last action items? No, then we will move on to our official school board business topics for this evening, our regular agenda. Dr. Bronco.
And for our first item, well, our first two items, I'd like to ask the board to reconvene in front for some special recognitions. Our first board meeting in May can be a bittersweet evening for us as we recognize people who are going to step away from the field of education to do other things. While we're very happy for our employees that they are going to go do some other things and hopefully play a little bit, it is the loss of a lot of expertise, institutional knowledge, and other things that really support our students that will take us a while to recover from. But nonetheless, we're happy for them, and we take this time now to say a few words about each of our retirees and present them with a parting gift from Mrs. Castaneda. So, our first retiree, Edith Blush. Edith has been a dedicated educator of the Lake Central School family for the past 26 years. She has touched many hearts and lives throughout her career. She has a love for teaching and a gift for planning engaging learning activities that her students will always remember. She has been an essential part of several of the Lake Central school buildings and played a vital role in the elementary high ability program. She looks forward to a relaxing retirement in the mountains of North Carolina with her husband Fred. She also plans to spend time with her 2 sons, daughter, and 2 grandchildren. Lake Central is losing a great teacher who will be dearly missed. Congratulations, Edith and Fred, and best of luck on your new adventures. Glenn Brown. For 6 years. He has had a tremendous impact on the school where he has set the tone in developing a tremendously positive climate for teaching and learning. Glenn's leadership has always been student-centered, and his staff has a great amount of respect for him. He will be glad to hear that in interviews with candidates to replace him, his staff members on the committee were quick to share that they are looking for a person who will speak and act like Mr. Brown. Congratulations, Glenn, and best of luck in all future. First, and he has been the driving force behind LC moving toward the elimination of labels and equal treatment for all students, regardless of learning or emotional difficulties. Al has added a lot of levity to the office setting, and his fun-loving approach, especially at office lunches, will be missed by his co-workers. Al will certainly find many other things to fill up his days, and I'm sure they will mostly include helping others, because that's what he does every day. Al has been a mentor and a friend and a leader to many at LC. Congratulations, and thank you, Al. Best of luck in your future. After retiring, Candy Jones. Retiring from a long teaching career in Illinois, Candy Jones joined the Protsman staff as a Title I reading tutor. For the past 12 years, she has influenced the lives of numerous students by sharing her love of literacy and her dedication to education. She will be greatly missed by both staff and students. We wish her all the best for a long and healthy retirement. She's a national board-certified teacher and has been honored for her accomplishments numerous times. In 2012, Brenda was named Teacher of the Year for the Lake Central School Corporation. Brenda has many accomplishments to be proud of throughout her career. She was a founding member of the Lake Central Education Foundation and also served as president. Brenda established and ran the grant program for 19 years. In addition to her involvement with LCEF, she was a board member for Lake Central Dollars for Scholars for many years. She initiated and organized the Grand March and wrote grants that brought more than $15,000 to Dollars for Scholars. Brenda has a passion for teaching and learning. She has always been a leader in the education profession and willingly shares her knowledge with others. She has served on many curriculum committees at the school, district, and state level. Throughout her career, Brenda has touched the lives of many students, colleagues, and parents. Teaching our students. Rita's sense of humor and her no-nonsense classroom will be missed. Rita always demanded the best of her students, and as a result, so many were able to go on and be very successful at the college level, testing out of many levels because of the great preparation they received from Rita. Sandra Matthews. And advice not only for students, but for staff as well. Paula's Mortyisms will be greatly missed. Rosemary has served Lake Central High School as an instructional support person for 15 years. As a former science teacher, she did a tremendous job of helping her students in both earth-based science and biology. We wish her all the best in her retirement. Jackie Peckney. Jackie has provided instructional support for students with learning differences at Lake Central High School for 20 years. She has also supervised students to attend the Hammond Area Career Center. Jackie has been a tremendous pillar of support for LC students, and we wish her all the best in her retirement. Nancy Tilka. and many of our students for 3 and sometimes 4 years. Going into Nancy's class, students did not only learn the French language, but also became well-versed in the culture of all French nations around the world. Nancy will be greatly missed at Lake Central High School. We wish her the best as she and her husband move to Quebec, Canada. Vivian Velasco. Vivian has served the Lake Central students for the past 18 years. She has worked with many of our students, teaching them how to live a healthy and nutritional life with many cooking classes she taught. Just as important is how Vivian has taught our students to be good people. Vivian's kindness and compassion for our students have been instrumental lessons that will serve them well in life. We wish Vivian a long and happy retirement and thank her for her faithful service to Lake Central High School. I'd like to ask for one more round of applause for our retirees. Our next recognition will be for 2018 Teachers of the Year. Prior to naming this year's Teachers of the Year, we'd like to honor the outstanding teachers in Lake Central who are also nominated for this special recognition. If you're here this evening when I read your name, please stand, and we'll applaud for all of you at the end. Bridget Baird, Christy Blankenship, Jolene Bogacki, Allison Castle, Allison Colgrove, Charity Lyda, Lori Rosine. And now, I'd like to pause for a moment in honor of Dan Ryan. Thank you. Julie Sharp, Paul Holt, Maureen Yeager. Now on to our Teachers of the Year. The first Teacher of the Year we'd like to congratulate this evening is Tina DeBrock, Prospect Elementary. The following comments were extracted from her nominations by her peers. She is a role model for teachers. She has a caring side. She wants all her students to succeed. She teaches them in a fun, energetic way. She is always dressed up to help the curriculum come alive in the eyes of a 5-year-old. She is a team leader in her grade level. Tina shares ideas with her team members as well as other teachers in the corporation. Tina created a special library of books that all teachers can use to support the social and emotional skills of our students. She began the Yoga Mindfulness Club this year to promote healthy well-being, and she spends a lot of extra time outside of school, tutoring and communicating with parents. Congratulations, Tina. Our second Teacher of the Year for 2018 is Louise Talent, Lake Central High School. Louise Talent is one of the most dedicated, loyal, hardworking teachers I have had the chance to connect with during my years, as not only a Lake Central employee, but also a student. Louise is always willing and excited to learn new things and provide new opportunities to students. Last year, Louise took on work-based learning. We had a similar program previously, but it had to be revamped to meet state and district requirements. Another task Louise has tackled is the Governor's and Regional Work Ethics Certificate. This is a new program in the region in the state of Indiana. So again, Louise came this new initiative so Lake Central High School students could have more opportunities. Louise reached out to the Center for Workforce Development for clarification and notification. She also tracked the students' completion of competencies required to earn the certificates. Congratulations, Louise Town. That concludes our recognition for this evening. What a fun evening it's been for all of us, and we thank you all for coming out. We want to thank our retirees again one last time for all they've given to the organization, all they've done for students, and we certainly wish you the best. And please don't be a stranger. If you stick around town, come by and see us sometime. We'd like to shoot the breeze and catch up. And again, for our Teachers of the Year, way to go. It's really special to be recognized by your peers as doing outstanding work. And so, before you depart, you're welcome to stay for the rest of our meeting, but I'd like to have one final round of applause for all of tonight's. Are welcome to stay for the remainder of our business meeting, but if we need to go, this is the time to do
Good to see you. Bye. One more year. Yeah, one more year.
Of course.
Andy. I have a big job that I get to see. Oh, there you go. See ya. I gotta go up with this leg, and now I gotta go up with this leg.
Thank you, Mike. Final item is to seek board approval to attend the IDC seminar on June 1st in Indianapolis.
Move to approve.
Second. All right, we have a motion from Ms. Suze, we have a second from Mr. Marshall. Any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, moving on to our assistant superintendent, Mr. Algadolfi.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. My first item is to seek your approval for the personnel recommendations that were in the original as well as the revised packet this evening.
Second.
All right, we have a motion from Mr. Howard, second from Ms. Leslie. Any comments or questions regarding those personnel recommendations?
Yes, I really messed up when I shouldn't have made my statement. It should have been now when I made my desire to abstain from A2 and D1.
Okay.
My error.
Okay. All right, any other comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And one abstain.
My second item is to seek your approval for the professional leave request, which was in my packet, which is Mr. Flores to attend the Indiana School Safety Academy training, which is May 13th to the 15th.
Move to approve. Motion, and I will second that motion. Any comments or questions regarding the professional leave request? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Golfi. Moving on to our Director of Primary Education, Ms. Teresa Scholl.
Thank you. I'll be covering for Teresa this evening.
Yeah, I didn't know she was saying. All right.
For her first item, we are seeking your approval for the professional leave request, the revised copy that we received this evening.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a second from Ms. Lessentine. Any comments or questions regarding those professional leave requests? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. And for her second item, we are seeking your approval for the field trip request as presented.
Move to approve.
We have a motion from Ms. Seuss. I will second that motion. Any comments or questions regarding our field trip requests? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And now I will move on to our Director of Secondary Education. Mr. Arquette.
My
She is here.
For my first item, I am seeking your approval for the professional leave request as presented.
Move to approve.
We have a motion from Ms. Lessentine. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second for Dr. Malcolm. Any comments or questions?
That looks like quite a learning experience for Jeanette Gray in Chicago.
It is. For the PLTW High School Engineering Program, they require 2 weeks of training. So actually, Garrett Gray, who is our current PLTW certified teacher, has done that every summer for 3 years because it's one per class. Jeanette is going to help us cover the Principles of Engineering course, and so it'll be a full 2 weeks of training.
Sarah, is there another class to make, how many years of project are you away? Are there 3? Is there anything that we can add for that 4th year coming up? Anything that can go surpass that 3rd year?
So the 3-year was required to get the PLTW certification, as well as allow the students the opportunity to take the test as completers. Beyond that, I'm not sure if they've expanded the program to a 4th year. That's something that we can look into. What PLTW has been spending a lot of time on is trying to create additional programs like the biomedical, the gateway to technology in the middle school. So I haven't heard of that 4th year, but I'm not saying that it hasn't been.
Sure, I was just curious.
And
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's good.
And we don't have biomedical, correct?
We do not.
We're almost there, but not quite.
Correct. We offer a lot of courses that are similar to it. It would take some commitment on our part to transition those over to that PLTW curriculum because they require training and using their exact curriculum.
Is that something that would be beneficial to do?
Like I said, we offer the same courses that they have. So the benefit with PLTW, if we were to switch to the biomedical, is they want you to do that in partnership with a local area hospital. And so we would get some hands-on experience at a local hospital if we could create that partnership. So it's definitely on our radar. We just haven't been counting it.
It's a very expensive program, isn't it?
The training and the time commitment on the front end of it is pretty time consuming. And then plus they have to be willing to find opportunities for our students to come and do those on-site visits and experiences.
Do any of the area high schools have the biomedical?
Yes, Munster does. They established that back when I worked for that district, and then Crown Point also does.
All right. We can take a vote on that. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. For my second item, I am seeking your approval for the field trip requests as presented.
So moved.
We have a motion from Mr. Howard. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Dr. Malcolm. Any comments or questions? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. And for my last item, it was to inform you of the textbook adoption selections that have been made this year at the secondary level. The first one on your list is for 5th grade science. It is the new Elevate program from Pearson. This is brand new. We actually waited a year, if you recall, because last year there were so many publishers who had projects that were in the works but not completed yet. So we wanted to see those new materials that align better with the new science standards, the STEM characteristics that we're looking for within the new science standards. So our fifth grade teachers piloted 2 different programs this year. After we reviewed them, they were FOSS and the Pearson Elevate. What they like with the Pearson Elevate is that there are a lot of hands-on activities that are student-centered rather than teacher-directed. In the past, a lot of our labs and other activities had sort of step-by-step process that students had to follow. Now, part of that development is the students actually coming up with some of those steps on their own. There's a lot of interactive activities that can be done with the whole class on smart boards and things like that. There's virtual labs that the students can participate in as well. And there actually is a little robotics component through the Little Bits kits, which will tie in nicely to the PSW Gateway to Tech program that we have starting in 6th grade. And so for those reasons, they selected Elevate. For the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band and choir, they're not adopting a traditional textbook, but rather they're going to be adding on a program called Music First. It's actually a web-based program that Lita Sina Lopez, who's our band director at Kaler, had heard about. She took it upon herself to get a free subscription to it and try it out with some of her classes. She absolutely adored it, and so then this year as a collective group with all of our middle school band and choir teachers, we piloted it. It's pretty amazing. The students can use it on any device. They can use it within the classroom. It actually will record them as they play the music, and it will give them feedback instantly on pitch, tone, tempo, and things like that. It was pretty phenomenal. So we agreed that we're going to use it for 1 year and see how things go beyond just the pilot that we ran this year. But they're very excited for the opportunities there. There's a lot of curriculum pieces that are built into the web program as well, and then it also then can be used to research some of the existing things that we already have in place. So they're very excited about that. At the high school level, this was our year for a lot of our non-academic courses. Some of them we've already shored up, like we developed the PLCW program and things like that. However, the 2 major groups that we're developing with new curriculum this year are going to be the Family and Consumer Science program, and then as well as some of our business courses. The bulk of the selections that you see there are for our Family and Consumer Science program. There's the Developing Child from Glencoe McGraw Hill. The reason that the teacher liked this particular book is because there's a lot of current research and resources about child development. There's also a lot of information in it about high demand careers for child development, which ties into everything we've been talking about with graduation pathways. The rest of the books predominantly were from the Goodhart Wilcox company, and the reason that the teachers who looked at those books liked them was that it aligns closely to the Indiana standards for family and consumer science. They felt that the audience of the text was for high school students. It wasn't written necessarily at that college level, but it wasn't, watered down in any way, shape, or form. It was mature enough for them. The content had a good foundation for students and principles and research about the topics, but then there was a lot of interactive lessons and activities which they loved, because they wanted them to get that hands-on experience. It asked them to look at scenarios, look at case studies, and demonstrate creative thinking and problem solving. And it also seems like it's going to integrate well from the online platform side with our Canvas, which is something that our high school teachers have been using quite a bit. Some of the teachers actually had piloted some lessons from those books. And one of our teachers actually had used the Human Social Services book in a previous district before coming here and found it to be very beneficial as well. At the bottom of the list for entrepreneurship, after it goes through the rest of the choices for family and consumer science, that one they felt covered the standards not only for introduction to entrepreneurship, but also other business standards that they felt were valuable to the students. They felt that it was realistic and contained relevant case studies for the students. And again, kind of beginning with the research and principles, but then once the students had that foundation, sending them into applications where they actually were looking at starting a business, which is a big component of that course. And so for those reasons, they selected those books. This year was a little different. Normally we bring together committees and have those committees selected through our LCTA union. This year, because there were so many standalone courses that were taught by a teacher or 2 teachers, those teachers didn't have a traditional textbook caravan, but rather were informed of when publishers would be available in the area. A lot of times they do dinners and things like that. And then they would get to bring those resources back. They would be able to look at the textbooks, track the lessons, and that's how things work a bit more at the high school this year, just because it's a lot of singleton teachers. Any questions on those?
I don't think so. It sounds like a pretty thorough job.
I really like the science book for 5th grade. I looked it up online earlier.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by it, not only, hardbound, but also the media, available on iOS and Android. And it what other media you could have, digital media you could put on that. That's what I was very impressed by that as well.
It's doing a lot of really good updates, so we're excited.
Yeah, that's it.
And I really like the focus on the career within the tax program because boy, that's a
It's gonna be huge moving forward.
With the different multimedia aspects, how is our tech department working with that? Like if a student wants to use technology to look that up and set up, have we checked things to make sure that everything runs smoothly, I guess, or do we wait until that comes?
So, for example, with Pearson Elevate, whenever we have a new textbook from a publisher, I always forewarn my people the first couple of months can be a bit rough. Not because we aren't ready to handle it, but because the company is just working out a few of the kinks. And as we piloted some of the materials, we pointed out some of the kinks to them. So I told them, as long as you go into this eyes wide open, that typically when it's a brand new book like the Elevator or some of the other ones, there are going to be a few issues, but if you let us know, then we, of course, send in requests to the company right away to resolve those, and they want to keep our business, so we usually are pretty quick to respond. So I can't guarantee there won't be any issues, but we try to stay on top of them as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah. All right, moving on to our Director of Special Education, Ms. Becky Gabella.
Thank you. Before I get to my action item tonight, I wanted to remind the board that this Thursday from 10 to 1 is our first annual Unified Game Day through Special Olympics, and that will be held on the track here at the high school. And we will have students from Holman, Clark, Kaler, and Protsman participating in that, and we're very excited about it. It should be a really fun day, and the weather has changed and is looking sunny and beautiful for Thursday, so I'm not sure whether it'll stay that way. So we'd love to have you come out. It should be a really fun day for the students and their families. And then my only action item tonight is to seek your approval for the professional leave requests in my packet.
Second. We have a motion made for Ms. Levine, a second for Mr. Marshall. That was close. Mr. Marshall. Yeah, Mr. Howard Marshall.
Thank you, Don.
All right, any comments or questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. All right, moving on to our Director of Facilities, Bill Ledger.
Thank you, Mr. Maxwell. I just have one item to update the board on tonight. Back in November, I brought Caleb Zapata to the board, and he presented his Eagle Scout project for Protsman Elementary School, which you approved in November. The weather finally broke here in April, and Caleb went out to Protsman the weekend of April 21st and April 28th, and completed his project. I closed some pictures of the completed project within your board packet. I'd just like to let you know what a pleasure it was to work with Caleb. He's a very responsible, hardworking young man, and the time and effort he put in his project really added something to the site. So it went very well. He did a nice job.
Yeah. For those pictures, definitely pass along our congratulations to him.
Mr. Brown had many comments about it from his staff as well, so it's a very nice one.
Yeah, it was very nice. Congratulations on that. Great. And thank you, Bill. Moving on to our Director of Business Services, Rob James.
Thank you, Don. My first time to seek your approval for the professional leave request that was presented in your package.
Move to approve. Second.
We have a motion from Ms. Sues, we have a second from Ms. Lessing. Any comments or questions regarding that?
These are both with IASBO,
Yes.
and then in one you're a presenter, and then in one you're a student, is that correct? Well,
Yes, the first one's a class. It's a certification course that I'm teaching the first, I'm presenting the first half of the material. And then the second one is the annual budget workshop put on by the DOE for everyone who comes and attends. It's for the upcoming budget season.
Great. Appreciate that, thank you. Okay, let's take a vote on that. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. And my second item is to seek your approval for the donations that were originally in your board packet and the ones that were additionally at your station this evening.
Move to approve.
All right, we have a motion from Ms. Lessing. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Ms. Sues. Any comments or questions regarding those donations?
yeah, these just amaze me, the amount of money that our students donate to outside organizations. It's just outstanding.
Yeah, that right at Children's Hospital, very impressive. Those are very, very impressive numbers. Yes. Okay, any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. James. All right, well, moving on to public comments. I'm getting nod back there, right? Okay, we have no public comments. We'll move on to our board comments and consideration of future agenda items. We'll start with, Ms. Susan.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who's volunteered to help with the referendum. It's made for some really long days sometimes, but visiting with our community was very meaningful, so thank you.
Great, thank you.
I'll vote.
I second that. Thank you to everyone that got out there and walked and called and did everything that we needed. Please make sure that you get out there and vote tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. And don't forget to get out. There's lots of school music or plays and things like that this time of year, a lot of activities. So come on out and support our schools.
Thank you. Mr. Marshall?
Yes, I just want to make a short comment about our recognition night. It has almost a bittersweet flavor to it, but I think it's a well-deserved honor, and I want to congratulate all those that were recognized tonight again. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marshall. Dr. Alpha?
I agree, it's really it's just such a celebration, and then to have everybody so responsive, it's just really touches at your heart. Mrs. Vermont, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind the ball tonight for some reason, but I had a question. If you could explain for me one more time, and I know I've asked you before, but the speech claims, why do we pay money for the speech services? Refresh my memory.
Well, so there's a couple different methods. We've had trouble attracting full-time staff members who are Lake Central School Corporation employees because speech-language pathology is a high-demand field, and specifically hospitals pay significantly more than we as a school can. So because of that, we've had to sort of get creative in our staffing. So we have some individuals who are independent contractors who work directly for Lake Central School Corporation. So those are the claims that you might see that have individuals' names tied to them. And they make an hourly rate and submit that every 2 weeks, and we pay them. Then we also have had to employ folks that are hired through staffing agencies. So we have staffing agencies that you'll see on the claims that we pay that agency an hourly rate for them to supply us that staff member, and then they bill us on a, depends on the company, some bill weekly, some bill monthly, and then we pay that company versus paying the individual.
That must be what I saw on the claims. Okay. Probably shaking his head, yes. Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome.
One more time. And, you know, when we talk about future agenda topics, I would love to have, maybe it would be our 3 police chiefs, I don't know, but I would love to have a presentation done for the board members, what we're currently doing and what the recommendation is as to what we need to do differently. I was at some schools recently doing some observations, and there's a new product that's out, and it kind of films the windows so the people outside can't see in, but the people inside can't see out. And just wondering if that's expensive. You know, we had a parent that mentioned a different type of window. What was it, Bill, that she mentioned that night? Were you here that night?
She mentioned bulletproof glass.
Which we,
That's very
that would be very
expensive. It's really
expensive.
not recommended to people who are experts in school safety.
See, that's the type of stuff that I'd like to know as a school board member is where we're at, where we need to be, and maybe we're fine. I always felt when I worked here that Lake Central was really pretty on top of everything, and I just want to reassure myself and other constituents that we are where we need to be. And I notice all of our administrators go to school safety training, so they're certified school safety specialists. So it would be nice to hear from them also, and just to get a vibe on what's going on at other parts of the state besides the region. And that was one thing I wanted to mention. If we could have a future agenda presentation on that, and maybe it comes from the police, I don't know. But that's it. It was a great night tonight, and we appreciate everybody organizing it. And Mr. Slater, thanks for coming tonight, and
I'll finish up here, and then, I just wanna thank, those retirees as well, for coming out tonight, and we can recognize them. It's bittersweet this year, it was Al. It was Mr. Vanel, great guy. So it's really bittersweet, because I worked with him for many years, pretty much since I started.
Before I get to the calendar, I do want to give a shout out to Gladys Rediger and our food service people who put on, I think, the nicest spread we've had up there. Put a little extra effort into it, and it was very nice for our people. So, thanks to them.
Thank you. Tomorrow, our Tri-Town community is going to be out there, and they're going to have to make that decision tomorrow. To hopefully allow our schools, our corporation to continue with some of our highest standards that we have, the levels of education in the state of Indiana. I know in recent years our funding has been, decreasing, even though we've been limited each year by our funding. Our teachers, our administrators out here, we graduate students and they graduate students that are so well-rounded. I mean, in science, technology, math, liberal arts, you name it. We need that support from our community. We just need that. To bring us back up to those levels where we can offer more. We can offer more in the arts, we can offer more in the sciences. We can get more teachers in here. We can get more, teachers' aides, and then we can keep our classroom sizes down. We need that support from our community tomorrow. The class sizes always concerns me. Our teachers' pay always concerns me, and that's why I'm hoping our community comes out and says, hey, we support you, Life Central. You've given a great education to my past student or my graduated student, and my son or my grandson's going through it right now, our granddaughter's going through it right now, and you provide a great educational process for them. So I'm asking everybody here, I'm asking everybody that's on the live feed, please come out tomorrow, vote yes tomorrow, and keep Life Central as, like the premier, one of our premier educational institutions here in Indiana. So.
Here.
Yeah.
And to be able to have the biomedical program, wouldn't that be awesome?
All right, and we'll turn it over to our board calendar future activities, Dr. Brocco.
Yes, so there's so much coming up, as Mrs. Lessentine mentioned earlier, that you really do need to go to the calendar and check out all the events. You can go to something every night, multiple events if you were so inclined, but we've got one more meeting, I believe, in this month, and then, actually, I think we have two before graduation. I think we do something. But graduation's right around the corner, so hopefully all of our students are applying themselves and not letting their guard down as we head into final exams and AP tests and everything else. So.
Graduation is when?
June 3rd.
Sunday, June 3rd.
Oh, the 3rd?
Just one week.
So when we have 2 meetings before the.
One week is June 4th.
Okay.
All right, before I ask for an adjournment, Mr. Slater, do you have anything you wanted to add tonight? Or you just are?
I'm just here to observe and recognize a lot of talent that is retiring. There was one teacher that was here 41 years.
41 years.
4 years as a student.
Yeah.
And she only looked like she was 50. So.
All right, thank you for being here tonight, and thank you, Carol. All right, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.